Welcome to part two of the Joseki series. Thank you for the person on Reddit for correcting me. I really appreciate it. Anyways, today we're going to continue on our star point Joseki. So, last time we talked about the 3-3 infiltration lines. This time I'm going to tell you another way of, let's say, responding to this. So, this, as some of you may know, is called the knight's move approach to this corner. So this is one of the most common responses to a star point, and for good reason, since if black chooses to ignore it, boom, white can take over the corner, or this also works as well. So therefore, black normally has to respond. So in this case, black has many different ways of responding to this. So let me just mark some for you. We have A, B, C, D, sometimes even E, F, G, H, I, J, K. All of these different, sometimes even L as well. There are all of these responses work. Even M does, or maybe N. So today we're going to go over the most common ones. We're going to go over A and B. Other ones we're going to leave for a future video. Okay, so why plays this? Let's start with A. So why does black play this? So the reasoning behind black's move is that now white cannot go here. Why? So recall that the reason white wants to play this is to take over black's corner. Well, black can prevent this. Black can simply do this. Now, when you notice that white cannot survive by playing this, it just simply doesn't have enough space. Some advanced players may know that, there's a code here, but that's clearly not as good as living unconditionally with like 8 points in the corner. So what I'm meaning is that if black had not played that, look at how big this is. You can see the difference. So look at that difference. So why black plays this? To prevent this. So now, if white still wants to, let's just say, stop black's territory from getting too big, say white plays somewhere else, look at all this territory. Let's count it. That's 15, 16, that's like 15 points of territory just right there. So white wants to make this smaller. So the most classical way of playing this is to play S16. Now notice that this stone is connected to this stone. Let's say black tries to cut, like so. Well, clearly this does not work. What if black tries to do this? Once again, this does not work. In fact, white doesn't have to do this. White can do this and black still cannot escape. So, we know. So, if black wants to preserve his territory here, what does black do? So clearly, this possibly might work conditionally. So if black say does this, white can simply do this. Yes, this stone is blocked outside, but first of all, it's not completely dead, and second of all, look at that. Black's territory is completely gone. So the best way for black to deal with this is this. This is the most classical Joseki. Now I'll go on to better alternatives in a moment, but this is the most classical way. And if you are feeling uncomfortable with the lines that I will tell you about later, although it's not technically the best move or response, might I say, it's definitely not a bad move, especially on lower levels. So notice how if white's pieces still don't really have a piece of territory. They don't have like space to live in. So what does white do? Of course, white can try and make eyes like this, but come on, this is pretty small. In fact, like once white does this, black can play something bigger, say this, and look at how many points each side gets. White gets like 4 points, and black gets a sente and much more. So white now should play this. Why? So if white ignores this, look at that. White's 2 stones are completely unsupported and they are really weak. They have no eye space, and they're going to get attacked. So therefore, in order to get some space to live in, white will play this. And now, here's the thing. Does black have to play this? No. Why? So let's say black plays somewhere else. What's the worst that white can do? This. Okay, let's see. How much does white gain from this? Once again, black does not have to block. You can block, but black does not have to. Before you play this move, always think to yourself, if I don't play this move, will I die? Or will I have suffer massive, or will my position be much worse? In this case, no. Black can simply play this. This looks much more bigger than this, right? If white plays base, once again, you can do this. If white connects, boom, sente. Look at all this potential and look at what white has. So therefore, there you have it. This is the most classic Joseki of all time, and this is probably the first Joseki most people learn. But unfortunately, as of the creation of AI, this Joseki is basically unseen in top competition. Why? First of all, in this position, why could black simply play somewhere else? Let's say black plays this. White, what will happen if white does this? Yes, white gets the corner territory, but black plays another move. White goes for this. Black plays another move. And if white keeps on trying to get this, look at all of this space black has. So black essentially just sacrifices a couple of stones in order to develop quickly. This is the essence of Go AI. They often make sacrifices in order to, how do I say this? To make their opening quicker. They want to get lots of stones on the board. Sorry, I've been playing too much chess lately. And they don't want to play in a certain location for too much. This is what you have to know. If you realize you're playing 6 moves in a certain area, your efficiency is too low. Look at that. Okay, so with 6 stones each, black has all of this, white has this. You can see the difference now, right? Okay. So some of you may be wondering, well, if black plays this and this is apparently not good, what should white play? Well, the answer to that, there are actually multiple different ways you can do this. First of all, it's the most simple. You immediately get your side. Yes, black can do this in the future, but it's not big once again. There are multiple different ways to deal with this, and I'll probably go over them in a future video. But in essence, even this is not bad for white. White has a pretty good wall here, and black has to be content with this. So it's a 50-50. It's not bad for black either. So this is a good way, but it's boring, right? This is the less boring way. This basically forces out the response, because notice how if black plays this, white gets this entire corner using only 3 stones. Whereas if we go to the earlier variation, in order to get the stone, white has to use much more stones. Look at that. 4 stones. And look at and now it's only 3. So therefore, we can see that white can play this more efficiently. And therefore, it's much better for white in this case. And so basically, the norm for dealing with this move is generally to play this, because otherwise black is just too much value for white. Even 1 stone difference can be huge. Okay, so what does white play now? Notice how if black plays something like this, these stones are basically dead. So of course, white has to protect these stones. This stone, I mean. What can white do? Well, some of you may be thinking, oh, what about this? This threatens to play this whilst protecting this stone. Unfortunately, that's not the best move. You see, this, first of all, is not too big, we established earlier. Once again, it's way too small, unimportant. Black can even sacrifice this stone in order to get lots more territory. So, you may be asking yourself, well, what about this? Unfortunately, this is also not good. First of all, white doesn't even have a good threat here. Also, don't you just think this is kind of awkward? Like, if black plays something like this, you do this, and this, it just looks really awkward. These two stones are basically useless. You can reach the same position using only this one stone. So again, this is not a good move. The only good move that's widely established is this. So you may be, oh no, but black can capture the stone, right? Yes, but notice how after this stone is gone. And who, look at this. Black gets like what, 10, 15 points here, while white gets this huge, like a really, really thick piece group here. And white has this one prisoner. So black does not usually cut. Of course, there are some circumstances, special circumstances, but it's really rare. So you make like, okay, what about black plays this, connecting this stone? So this is the best move. But why don't we play this? Yes, this move is basically similar in essence, but don't you just feel like this move is more makes it this group more flexible? So look at this. If black plays this and somehow tries to attack this doesn't really have much eye space. Whereas if we play this, whoops, probably look at how much more eye space and potential to live this one has. Like, you can see the difference. Look at this. Which one do you think has more eye space? So this is why this move is what is generally accepted to be the best move. Okay, so somebody may be asking now, does this work? Well, sort of. Let's see. So after black plays this move, white has to sort of like make save the 3 stones on the top, right? Okay, so black goes this, right? Nope, black is dead. So black essentially has to, save these stones now. So generally the best move here is to play this. And now white can take wherever they want. No, generally not this because this is a sente. So what is generally played is this. And this is 50-50. Notice how black does. This is also fine, but this is a really weird agi, so I would play this here. So there you go, another Joseki that is widely accepted. If you want a replay on that, it is like so. So this is situational for black. If you're playing as black and you see this position, play this when you feel like this wall can be used on this side rather than the left side, since the left side's wall is relatively weaker. We have this and quite a bit of agi compared to the right, where the right is like really, really thick. Then you might go like, wait, what if I want to do this on the left? Well, don't fret, you can play this. So, well, white can definitely play this, right? Capture the stone, but yeah, I just don't think that's good. Look at that. Look at the huge space black has outside, and white has to be content with this tiny little bit. That's not what's usually played. White usually plays this. Black connects. White does not want to get this Atari, since that's just really uncomfortable. So black plays this to get more breathing room. Now, does black save this? No. Once again, this is too small. If black plays somewhere else, white goes here. You don't have to Atari, but I'm doing this for demonstrational purposes. Boom. 2 moves, white gets this. In the opening, 2 moves can be huge. You can play 2 moves on the side, 2 moves on the corner. It's just not worth it to save or capture this stone. This stone can't just be seen as hanging. No one wants to capture it. It's worthless. I mean, in the end game, definitely, save this, because this is still worth quite a bit in the end game, but definitely not now. Okay, so that's basically all the more important lines of A. So I guess you can say that this move is a new addition, but it's a bit hard to, let's just say, understand. So the point about this move is that if black plays this, white has this move. And if black blocks, white can have a really flexible group and have a really quick sente and play elsewhere. However, this is highly situational, and I will not recommend it despite it being a pretty good Joseki, I would say. But I will not recommend it. Anyways, let's go on to B. So B is generally more played than A. Why? Okay, let's just go for any Joseki we just mentioned now. I'll go for this one. Oh, note that this basically transposes into the same structure. So why is this better than A? Recall that in A, the black stone was here. So why is this better than A? Well, the thing about this is that black has much more space on this side. Whereas if picture a white stone, black stone over here instead of here. Notice how if the black stone is here, wait, let me see if I can find that variation. I do not believe I can. Okay, there we go. So look at this variation. Notice how, like, black's advancement in territory is pretty limited. So I guess you can say black plays here, but it's really flat. You have, like, in Go, the most efficient way to make territory is by making it up on the 4th rank if possible. But if you look at it this way, if black plays this, it is much bigger. Like it just feels much bigger. Also, it's like there's like much more room for advancement. So even this, so say like just somehow does not play Go and lets you keep on advancing. Look at how much space this is. Whereas if we were playing as black at this, just looks a bit much sadder, doesn't it? You can look at this side by side. So therefore, normally this is played more. Of course, like the regular Joseki still apply. So I would say this, like, this still works. This still works. Oh, whoops, sorry. Of course, this won't work, but and of course, all of this still works. So let's just say we have this. Of course, this still works. Everything still works. So once again, this is played more. But is there a weakness to playing this? Yes. This is more effective. And there are more like Aji on this side, because you'll see that like it's not really secure. But here's one thing. The current trend is that you play high, you get more potential instead of getting actual territory. Why? Because potential is much more rewarding. Of course, it's high risk as well, but it has a much better win rate, for example. So why? So look at this. Yes. So these territories basically confirmed, whereas let me just get this up. This territory still has chance for improvement. So of course white can play something like this to try and disrupt it, but white has to make a move in order to limit the growth of this territory, whereas in the previous variation, white did not. So therefore, in current times, B is played more than A. Of course, if you prefer A, it's still viable. It's not like it's completely unplayable, but B is what I would recommend. Anyways, thank you for watching this video. If you have questions, please leave it in the comments. And next video, I'll be going over D and E. Okay, so thanks for watching and have a good day.